How are we going, everybody? Remember the citrus tree I fixed the other week? What do you reckon, eh? Hey, you going to take advice from me when you see stuff like this? This is another one I've got. It was sitting in the corner of a little nursery over here. Well, it's actually an emergency department. Really, they all need a lot of tender, loving care. But they will get it, don't worry, they'll get it. Let me go show you the one that I've already done before. And look at this little one here. This has been in here a couple of years, I reckon. And it is struggling. Well, we're going to lift this one up, but not today. Another topic for us, we're going to lift it out of the ground. It has come good to some extent, but not good enough. It's still suffering. I am watering it. I'm giving it its liquid fertilizer. Maybe not as often as I should, but it needs to find its own way, especially in the ground, because there's so many nutrients and microorganisms that are feeding and helping this tree. It is struggling because it is very windy here, but we'll talk about that later on. Let's go and check this one out. Okay. Really? Hey, Vader. How are you, mate? Hey, come and say hello. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Good boy. Now, go and play with Kara. What we have here is, if I remember correctly, this is a grapefruit that was struggling, and this is not an apple tree. It looks like, well, actually, this looks like a grapefruit as well, so it looks like both of them struggled. We cut this one back, we changed the potting mix, and we started liquid feeding it. It only had, I think, maybe 2 fertilizers, 2 applications of it, and look how luscious and green that is. So you can cut your citrus trees right back down if you need to, but keep in mind, when you do that, you're going to attract a lot of insects because it's a nice, soft, succulent foliage, new growth on it, and they'll come straight into it. What we're going to do with this one is exactly the same. If you've got it in a pot, you can easily take it out, shake it up like that and remove it, and that has got, look at that, we've got slugs in here that live in there. We've got Vader coming along. We may have some millibug. Buddy, this way, over here, good boy, he's listening. Look at that white spot there. This is quite common in potted plants, especially when they're in a hot spot. They thrive on sucking off the root system here. Hey mate, what do you want? You want cuddles? Good boy. All right. Good boy. Have a look at all this. All this has to come off. So if you've got weeds, your tree or plant will always have to compete against it. And why we call them weeds? Because they grow faster than your plant does. They take over that space, they take over all the nutrients and the moisture in the ground. So your tree is always competing. Like, well, even if it's a shrub, it doesn't have to be a tree. It can be anything that you got in the pot. Don't let the weeds grow. Yeah, I'll let this one go. I need some demonstrations, don't I? Some props. So we're going to pull all this off like that. And one thing you can do for these larger plants is soak them in water or run it under cold water, not cold water, just running water, that is, to soften up the roots, and you can pull all this off quite easily. I'm not too concerned about this plant because this is all weed. Look at that. Look at that. Competing against this poor tree. So take it all off like that. We're going to shake the soil off, just like Vader does. Look at that, all that's rubbish, more millibug. And you can see where the root ball is, the original root ball of the tree is deep inside. It was potted up, that's the potting mix. See that white stuff there, the sand in it? That's potting mix mixed up. What is it, mate? You're getting involved, aren't you? You like that? Really? Come on, bud. Look at this, what's that? Go get it. They all run for it. This will just spread out in the lawn area, fill it up. That's fine. All right. This is what you need to do to it. Clean it all off. Take off any dead disease or damaged roots. And it's all discoloured. That browning off is really not good for it. We've got to get in there, open all this up. So see that wrap? Wait, well, let me put the secateurs down. See this here? See how it's wrapping itself around? Because it's pop bound. Look at all that. That's going to choke itself over time. You really got to untangle all this. Look at, where does it start from and where does it end? Okay. Okay, thanks. Like I've got the sandals on. Take them off because I've got soil all over me. I'm trying to work out where the start and end to this is. There it is. Look where it's gone. Look where it's gone. You wonder why some trees destroy themselves, because they wrap themselves around and it chokes itself. There it is there. Look, it's gone underneath that part there. A nice root system is spread out, and in a pot, that's the problem when we get too small a pot for a tree. What are you doing, buddy? I'm in trouble with you, I know, mate. Oh, I am. your Cara tenfold. I can see it. Look at that. That's it there. That's what you got to do. Unwrap it. And I'm going to cut this back. Oh, hey! Gardening 101. Keep your pets out of the garden and don't tease them with the tree. All right, we're going to do all that to it. All right. And clean all this up. Look, that's curled back up because it's pot bound. See the curl back up? That's a bad root system. We need to cut all this back, clean it up like this. Cut that off. Don't need that. That's gone to the wrong direction. I don't want it to grow out of the ground. So we're just going to cut that off. Where is it tangled up? In there. And cut some of this off too. So you can just get it to rejuvenate itself. There's nothing on top to worry about. It's got bugger all on top, one new growth, and all this dieback too. I'm going to cut that off. Let's see how good these secateurs or anvil pruners are. Get my hand around it. That's pretty hard wood. Ooh. Oh yeah. If this can't cut it, I can't imagine a bypass pruner doing it. Okay. Just don't want to cut the little branch there. Okay. Still got to go further down. That's like canker, it's dying all the way back down. We'll leave it for there for now. Let's look at all that, it's dead bark. We might have to paint that over with hydrated lime to seal it off and pot it up some fresh potting mix. I forgot the potting mix and I'm going to get her out of the garden bed. Cara? Hey! Hey! Yeah, you know. Sit down there. Okay, so look at all this. This is all just, it's like the hair on my head just falling out. Look, yuck. This is really much, that's all it really is. All the rest of it is just fibrous roots. Part of it died off from this plant, and most of the rest of it, this is going to need some liquid gold. Definitely need no Eco Butch at this stage because this one's severely damaged and traumatized. So the liquid gold is all it needs for the first application. First, I'm just going to hydrate it. Right? Look what we got there. Even that's still not a good spot, but look, I'll persist with it because it's thrown out some new ones down. See that? How they're growing back down? I can work with those, and we've got plenty of room, so I'm going to use the same pot. Always a little bit of potting mix at the bottom. Just get a good quality potting mix, doesn't have to be anything fancy. When you start liquid feeding it, all the microbes will come to life from the fertilizers as well. I don't like pressing the potting mix down, as I said in the past. I like just to shake it around. I don't think I've got enough here. I might have just enough to get, a bit short. There we go. Top it up like that. You don't have to press it down, folks. Just shake it around, tap it a couple of times, settle down, fill up all the gaps in the bottom, and then give it some liquid gold is all we're going to give it at this stage. We don't want to cook it with the Eco Butch, doesn't need it yet. If you haven't teased the roots out that much or cut most of the roots off, by all means give it some Eco Butch as well. I can sprinkle some black grit at the moment, but I'm not too fast about that. I'll put that on once the tree starts to recover. It'll be in a great space for it itself. That's all you can do, folks, with a tree that's distressed like that. If you've got a pot-bound tree or a tree that's just dying, whether it's in the ground or the pot, if it's in the pot, you can take it out, clean up the roots. If it's in the ground, there's not much you can do about it. We're going to demonstrate a citrus tree again that's in the ground. We're going to dig it up and see what's going on below that, see if we can rectify it. But that's all you can do. Now, once you give it a good water, position it. Oh, this is broken. That's okay. We'll get it in like that. You're going to position it where it gets plenty of morning sun, unless it's too hot. See the gaps already? It's sunken. We just top that up a bit more. And soak it. Again, morning sun, afternoon shade. If it's going to be 34, 35 degrees, keep it away from direct sunlight completely because this tree is going to be stressed out. The roots have been tampered with, everything's been cut off. It's gone through a shock stage. We're going to put it here. We'll put it in that spot there. We'll put this one in front and let's see if one can tease the other to grow fast enough again. And hopefully they'll come good. They should come good. Now that one there on the right we did about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and it was a lot worse than the one we just did before there. So folks, if you've got a problem in your garden, use our Liquid Gold. It will fix the problem, it will help it, but you do need to do the maintenance first. Prune it, clean it up, dig it up, repot it, trim it, whatever it needs to be done. Do that first. I'm going to fall over with this dog. And then some Liquid Gold. And EK Butcher if you haven't damaged the roots too much. Oh, here we go. Check it all out on our website, vasilisgarden.com. The EK Butcher and Liquid Gold are on special till the end of the week. Great deals there for you to enjoy and get it into your garden so you can have a wonderful garden. Hopefully better than mine too. Well, actually, that's not too bad, is it?